We'll get there. It's fine. Any other bands we want to do before we start? Before I start being unbearably smug for something you guys achieved years ago?
No, honestly, you are perfectly well within your rights. You should be proud of yourself.
I just realised there's a whole meme format for this. You've seen the guy where he's like breaking out the champagne.
Yeah,
and it's
grabbing
like
the
third place.
Yes.
grabbing the woman's ass, biting the middle.
Yeah.
And he's in third, or like
Yeah.
right at the bottom of the list. Yeah.
That is me right now because you guys passed well before me. And I probably just sat there going, well done, James. They're there.
No, honestly. Well, put it this way. You went from doing your driving test in Cambridge, you went from an all-singing, all-dancing modern car with probably things like parking sensors and electronic handbrakes and stuff like that to basically my 20-year-old shitbox, which is 4 wheels, a seat, a heater
Yes.
and a radio. So,
And the radio doesn't even work.
and the radio doesn't work properly. No.
And neither does the rear windscreen wiper.
No, that doesn't work either.
And you passed.
So
Yeah.
part of the show me, tell me question prep, like me and Nick ran through. You know what, I'll start from the beginning. Hi everyone, welcome to the We're not on that show yet, fuck, sorry.
Oh my god! Why are you presenting someone else's show?
I don't know.
You actual invader! What the
I'm
fuck?
going to cut that because, whoops.
I can't. Oh, you have professional standards.
I don't know how that happened. That was a hell of a slip of the tongue. Welcome to Fanfics and Chill.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
Jay.
one I'm on. I thought
Yeah.
I was lost.
I'm going to cut that because I don't want to shamelessly promote other people's shows until we're on them.
Yeah.
We already
Fucking hell.
have done. They came on here.
Well, we're going on theirs soon. Announcement. Ta-da.
When's that?
Shh, in the future. Anyway, I passed my driving test. That's what we were on about.
Hey.
Well done.
Welcome to Fanfics and Chill. I'm James. Joining me is Grace
Hello.
and Nick.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm the last one out of the three of us to pass because I haven't really. I'm not a car person, as you may have noticed, compared to the other two, who are much more petrol heady than me. I passed in Nick's car because the waiting list in the UK is absurdly long. Don't know how I passed because I was seconds away from running someone over, and the man testing me was very generous to let that slide.
I think he probably took you aside like a fucking jaywalker. That'll teach you.
Probably. Like, it wasn't a proper crossing, but yeah, the guy, by the time I was turning, he was looking around, so I was reliant on him not walking into the road,
Yeah.
whereas I probably should have stopped.
Yeah.
But
So
he let it off.
I would like to. I mean, congratulations on passing, and I do mean that from the bottom of my heart. You've worked.
Why
hard
do I feel
for
there's
it.
a butt coming?
I can hear a butt coming.
Yeah.
You,
Just
you
say
have.
butt, Nick.
You have worked. You have worked hard.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, it is a mark of how far you've come because. I wanted to wait until you passed to tell this story, if this is okay, so I didn't knock your
Oh god,
confidence.
okay.
So, dear listener, to bring you up to speed, I came down to where James
Where I
lives,
live.
and basically I went for a night out, and then the idea was we'd put James on my insurance, and he'd drive on the way back up to help him prepare for the test, which was happening next week.
This was ambitious in retrospect. We shouldn't have started with a 3-hour drive.
We set off from the small village that James lives in. We're sort of barreling along at 40, 50 mile an hour. Anyway, I say, right, okay, so in about 0.2 of a mile, we're going to be turning left, and I'm watching the turning come up, and I'm thinking to myself, he's not braking. He's not braking.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to go for the handbrake? And literally, we went around this corner like a fucking rally driver, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that happens.
We nearly ended up in a field by the side of the road, but
Oh, we
you know,
were fine.
I'm not going to say anything because you know we need to sort of train you up to pass a test, and
I'm so proud you drive like me.
I'm pretty sure I was in third. Like, it wasn't. It wouldn't have been in fourth, right?
honestly, you were in third. You were doing about
Okay.
35 when you took this corner.
Oh, that's fine.
Like I was. Don't get me wrong. You shouldn't have been doing that speed. It should have been in second gear at about 15. But like,
Yes.
I was impressed that we made it round.
I'll take that.
I thought you were going to tell me that you discovered what the burning smell was in your car, and it turned out to be everything wrong on the inside or something. And actually, the car caught flame the moment James left after the test.
Oh no, honestly, like the worst part about it was back like down where you live, James. They build roads on dikes, don't they? Like on berms to keep them above the level of the water because it frequently floods.
To clarify, when Nick says a dike, I think, is that a British term?
Why
I want
would
to double check.
No, it's a universal term.
Okay,
Whoever speaks
cool.
English knows what a dike is.
Exactly.
It's a ditch.
It basically,
okay, cool.
yeah, it basically means like a raised long berm which you can build like a footpath or a road on top of. So anyway, I was going around this corner thinking, if he fucks this up, we're going to be on our side or upside down.
Okay.
But you didn't, so it's all good.
Exactly.
So
I've barely crashed at all.
You have come far. Like that, there has been a marked improvement.
Thank
in your
you very
driving
much.
style,
I couldn't have done it
so-
without you, because every lesson since then was with you.
It was actually, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
But honestly, you probably could have done it without me, but it would have involved a lot of waiting and a lot more money.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Because the UK is crazy when it comes to waiting lists
Yeah, it's silly.
with driving lessons.
Yeah.
Talking of cars, that's probably the best segue I'm going to get. If you'll recall, last time we did Fanfics and Chill, Grace, I asked you to pick between Brooklyn and Speed, I think was what I said.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now we're just left with the Brooklyn one, so we're going to read that. Last but not least, on our Zelda return, today we have Switchblade Symphony by Jinglebee, if you can get that open.
Yeah, I've already got it open.
Perfect.
Prepared, professional.
You will recall we reviewed this back in, I want to say Season 1, might have been Season 2. Whenever we first covered Breath of the Wild. This is a fic about... It is an alternate universe Link Sidon explicit fic about them as 1950s greasers.
I think I reviewed this.
You did.
Yeah.
You did review this. I remember this. You were like, oh yeah, Greece.
Greece.
I was like, oh fucking course.
So, actually, Grace, how are you getting on with Tears of the Kingdom?
Tears of the Kingdom, I am very much loving it. It's the best DLC I've ever played.
I see. No, that makes sense.
I mean, it does feel a little bit like a DLC. It is essentially like the same game, but like your powers are different and everything. But
Have you found a new husbando yet, or are you still sidening?
I'm still bitter.
Yes, fair.
Break up with your wife. Fuck's sake.
See, I've been hoping there'll be a wedding quest, possibly in a DLC, where you get to interject and be like, "No, she's evil."
Unfortunately, you stand there as they get married.
Oh no.
Yeah, you stand there as his best man in whatever the fuck you're wearing when you literally just fought a boss monster before.
Oh, so you can wear your revenge dress, is what you're saying?
No, I didn't have time to wear the revenge dress.
That's a shame. It's a very good revenge dress.
It is a very good revenge dress, but
This
sadly it was not cold out and I did not get to put the frostbite dress on.
disappointing. I've seen a lot of people simping for other characters since then, though. There's some kind of minor bloke, I want to say.
The miner. I think he's a surveyor.
Yes, that's the one. I've
Yeah,
seen a lot of
unfortunately-
people soft for him.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, the lady who fancies you in the first game has now become chief. She no longer fancies you. She's got her eye on Mr. Burly Six-Pack guy. So yeah,
That's a quite 180 in her taste, isn't it? Going from
going from
the
Link
original
to-
fanboy, Link himself, to the buff burly man.
I know. It's just. Anyway, I haven't been able to find Ganon yet. I've searching everywhere for evil abs, and I just haven't found him.
I think he's in the depths.
I mean, that's a good as guess as any. He probably is lurking in the depths. Or you know what? I tell you what, Zelda's gotten pretty evil all of a sudden. I don't trust her at the moment. I reckon he's wearing a dress and dressed up. So I reckon they'll do like a face reveal. She'll turn around, it'll just be Ganon's face. They'll be like, oh.
I can believe that.
Because she's well hyped for the Blood Moon these days, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
really?
She's like, and the world is threatened once again. Ah ha ha ha. And I'm just like, ah! I almost killed everybody in this quest, and now they're all alive again. Fuck you.
So,
yeah.
Zelda isn't in this fic, you'll be pleased to hear.
Okay.
It's just Link and Prince Sidon.
Alright.
Nick, I'm guessing you want to narrate this one.
I would love to narrate. I think I've found my niche.
I have a request.
Okay.
Can you narrate it in the style of a noir detective novel?
Do you know what? I'll give it a go. Let me just...
No, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Tell you what, let me get a fedora and a glass of scotch and a crumpled cigarette. And, you know...
Sure.
Well, actually, do I have any?
I'll see if I can find some royalty-free sax to put behind it.
Some really slow, smooth jazz.
Grace,
Yeah?
dealer's choice, because this is kind of your fandom. Do you want to be Sidon or Link?
I really don't mind.
I have no preference. I'm going to do both of them. I have ideas for both of them. I mean, Link I'm going to do as the excuse me princess voice.
Oh,
I know
course.
you are. And like, what's annoying is that I say to myself every time, like, I've got to voice him for something, like, I won't do it. And then I fucking slip into it because you're a bad influence. And that cartoon was a travesty.
Alternatively, he's going to sound like the scout from Team Fortress 2.
That's the same thing.
It's a bit more Brooklyn-y. Boink.
Too slow, chucklehead.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Are you listening to me? Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be sketchy either way.
It's funny because Spy is French, right?
Spy is very French.
And that defaults to the mum having that accent.
Yeah, I'm guessing the mum must have a really thick Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
She's got... Oh, sugar.
And that's what the Spy
Ain't
fell
you
for.
sweet? Ah, Sherry. Sorry, right,
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Grace, do you want to be a Sidon or do you want to be a Link?
I'll be a Link.
Okay, I'll be a Sidon then. I'm getting robbed in that case.
Yep, you are. It's an attempted robbery.
Mm-hmm.
I like the first line.
So Nick, over to you.
Okay, let me get into character.
So the summary, I'll just add: Preppy Sidon meets an unruly greaser from the wrong side of the tracks.
Who could it be?
Yeah. I mean,
the shortest man on the
a
planet.
very feral man.
Yes.
Very feral little man. Yeah.
Very feral, very twinky, as it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The feral twink.
You just like, stop spoiling the game. Right.
He's on the box art. That's not a
I
spoiler.
know, it's just a joke, mate.
Cool.
Oh, the Geneva suggestions. Alright, sorry, carry on.
Sidon couldn't believe it. He was getting robbed as he was backed into the brick alleyway wall, staring down the end of it. That went well, didn't it?
Strong start.
As he was backed into the brick alleyway wall, staring down the end of the switchblade, gleaming orange in the evening sundown, he felt he should be afraid or something, and yet a strange feeling came over him.
Are you listening to me?
The assailant said. The little Spitfire in question stood in front of him, brandishing the blade. Around 5 feet compared to Sidon's 7. His disheveled, thin frame.
Bless him.
Bless him.
I'm glad this height difference is still there.
Yeah.
Because everybody these days has a height difference kink.
I mean, this is accurate to the game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Lady D.
Yes, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
His disheveled, thin frame covered in an obsidian leather jacket dotted in zippers, matching jeans and boots. The jacket was opened into a white T-shirt hanging onto his lean chest, rising and falling with quickened breaths. The clothes of a greaser punk that roams the streets looking for trouble.
So give me your money, you asshole.
But his most this is going to be difficult.
You don't have to keep it up if you don't want to.
I am not a native to 1930s Chicago, but there we go.
I am shocked.
But his most noticeable feature stood up from behind his knife that he held in front of him. Long golden locks like a jagged jumbled fleece made of pure sunlight surrounded his cherubically round face and his blue eyes that stared bloody murder at him. Those eyes, blue as a crisp ocean wave that he would see on his yacht. He was...
beautiful.
Sidon. Sidon sighed.
What do you say?
The greaser asked. Sidon gulped down the spit foaming in his mouth and decided to double down.
I said you're beautiful. You're a real dream.
Top work.
Oh, thank you very much, Toots.
Oh, fucking
We're,
hell.
we're all trying our hardest here, but there we go. Sidon started to smile. The greaser didn't immediately slash him open right then, so Sidon must have done something right. And if he didn't know any better, he almost started to seem a bit flustered.
Yeah, you're cruising for a bruising, pal. Don't think just because you got a couple of feet on me, I won't cut you down to size.
Hey, what's your name, doll?
Sidon asked.
Doll?
The greaser started to blush now, stamping his boot to the ground and pointing his knife even more.
I ain't no poodle skirt dame.
I'm Sidon Prince.
Sidon introduced himself.
I didn't ask for your name, I asked for your cash.
Well, maybe we could hang out sometime. Get a drink?
I really like how we're committed to each of our bits.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. That is the fanfics and chill guarantee. We do not half-ass anything.
Yeah, we commit to the bit.
No matter how bad it is, you get our whole
Yeah.
ass.
Absolutely.
Whole arse.
Yeah. It's
Whole
the opposite of
arse.
half-assing. Full ass.
Yeah, because when we half-ass it, you can hear the Velcro unstick where the hair or butt cheeks
Oh.
come apart.
That hits too close to home.
What? The Velcro sound?
Hairy ass troubles. Anyway, let's carry on.
Bloody hell, what? Okay. Where are
The
we?
greaser growled.
The greaser growled.
You're an idiot.
The greaser huffed.
Screw this.
The greaser turned to leave back the way he came after following Sidon down the alley. But Sidon couldn't let this chance slip through his fingers. He quickly grabbed the greaser boy's arm, but the greaser retaliated by spinning back to slice with his knife. Luckily, Sidon jumped back in time to avoid. Not fully, however, as the greaser left him with a hole in his V-neck sweater down to his large left pectoral. Enough to coax a thin line of blood from his bronze skin. Sidon touched a finger to the cut. It started to sting in the air. Sidon must have been losing his mind, he thought to himself. But from then on, he knew. He had to find out who that greaser was.
I can fix him.
Oh, God.
That is this fic in a nutshell.
Oh,
Link rose up from the inside of the hood of his dark muscle car, wiping...
yes. Because
Yes.
he's tiny. He's probably driving around an Impala.
He's probably attached bricks to the pedals just so he can touch them a bit easier.
Yeah, actually, Link in a Charger or something would look ridiculous.
Bless him. Right. Carry on. Sorry.
Link rose up from inside the hood of his dark muscle car, wiping the sweat off his brow with a cloth from his back pocket. After stuffing the cloth back in his pocket, he went back to work, fixing up the engine with the wrench in his hand, and blissfully unaware of the person watching him from behind one of the junkyard's many scrap heaps, closely watching the swell in his round bottom in his tight black jeans. I'm having real trouble here.
Are you also trying not to giggle?
It's the accent, but I'm trying.
trying to say swell of his round bottom in a serious,
Yeah.
grizzled detective accent.
Closely watching the swell of his round bottom in his tight black jeans as he was bent over the hood of his car, until the person tried to get a closer look and knocked over an empty soda bottle in the process. Link quickly took himself from his engine and swiveled around, pulling out his trusty switchblade. Link saw him, the same tall, red-haired preppy square he tried to rob the other day. The same preppy square who'd called him a dreamy dame and asked him on a date, something no one's ever had the nerve to do before. The same preppy square that Link couldn't get out of his head ever since. Link gave a deep scowl at him.
What the hell do you want?
Link turned back to his car to hide his face that was starting to creep over with red.
I wanted to see you.
Sidon said.
And who said I wanted to see you?
Link lied.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I really meant what I said. Besides, you owe me.
Oh, you?
Link asked,
You-
turning back around. His face glared at Sidon's audacity.
You cut me. And my sweater. It was a very expensive sweater.
Link sighed.
You're never gonna give this up, are you?
Sidon shrugged and smiled, making Link shake his head.
Fine. I'll give you a chance.
Link said.
Better be good.
You mean it?
Sidon almost jumped from his skin in excitement before catching himself.
I promise I'll show you a good time.
You better.
Sidon walked up to Link, taking one of his hands and placing a kiss on it.
How about this Friday? We go to the drive-in.
Link rolled his eyes, yet still couldn't hide his blush.
see what?
Anything you like, doll.
Sidon smiled down at Link.
Whatever, just don't call me doll, okay?
Whatever you say, Toots.
My name's Link.
Link said as his blush deepened.
Link.
Sidon played with the name on his tongue.
Such a lovely name for a beautiful little...
Just go already before I change my mind, will you?
So, I've got an observation to make.
Is it that I'm slowly slipping into Meowth?
And I'm slowly going into my own accent.
Yeah.
It's not quite that. Grace's accent keeps slipping into her own accent.
Yeah.
I'm going to Boston.
James sounds like Peter Griffin.
Oh, God.
And
I felt bad, now I don't.
I sound like a bad impression of Crichton from Red Dwarf trying to do a bad impression of noir films.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
give you that.
I mean, we're not professionals, so it's alright.
No.
God, what did we promise them? What did you promise them? Because you handled this shit.
I said we'd get Ryan Gosling to play Sidon.
No, what did No, you didn't. What?
Sidon stuffed his arms full with the popcorn and drinks from the concession
stand.
Concession stand.
Ah, Sean.
Welcome, Mr. Connery.
Now pay attention, 007.
It was me all along. In disguise. Carry on.
Yeah, I have seen Sean Connery as like a gritty noir cop in The Untouchables, and yeah. But anyway.
A gritty noir Scotland cop.
Yes.
In this hellhole of Glasgow.
Get on with the fic. We're dying of heat stroke.
Sidon stuffed his arms full with the popcorn and drinks from the concession stand of the drive-in theater. He still couldn't believe he actually convinced Link, the mysterious greaser boy, to go on a date with him, and nervously stumbled back to the parking lot to find Link's car. Once he spotted it, the custom-built muscle car that was as black as his jacket, he breathed in deep to steel his nerves. He walked over to see Link fumbling with the clip-on speaker next to the parking space and smiled, before walking up to hand Link his food and drink.
Thanks.
Link said, taking his snacks. Sidon walked round to the other side of the car and got in, just as Link managed to put the speaker on. Link sighed in relief after he stuffed himself back into his car. Sidon watched as Link readjusted his jacket on his frail body and smiled.
What?
Link asked, noticing Sidon's stare.
You're just so cute.
Link rolled his eyes, but started to blush nonetheless.
Can I ask you something?
Shoot, Sidon said.
Shoot.
What's it like,
Sidon
being a greaser?
Link hummed in thought.
Well, I have no home except the junkyard. I have to steal for a living, plus society treats me like a criminal.
Link replied.
I wouldn't say it's great.
Sidon started to frown.
I'm sorry. I'm from Texas now.
I'm sorry, cowboy.
I've regenerated.
I'm
I'm a
not
Texan.
even the slightest bit sorry.
I'm sorry, partner.
Ah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That does not ye my haw.
Oh my god. Sorry to America. It's okay.
Link sighed.
Silly, but
But what?
you're kind of the first person now to do that to me.
Link said.
Thanks.
Sidon wanted to say something more, but the movie started in the speaker on their car. They turned their heads to look at the giant screen which projected the movie. Apparently, they drove into some Disney kids cartoon film. Link and Sidon looked at each other and giggled.
What in Hylia did we pull into?
Link asked.
Guess we picked the wrong movie. Sorry.
Sidon said, nervously rubbing the back of his head.
Would you like to go somewhere else, or,
It's okay. It'll probably be fun.
You both...
He did the old Netflix and chill thing. I know he went in for a shit film.
Yeah, you
It's like, they'll get bored and they'll have all their attention on me instead.
picked something that you're not going to pay attention to.
They picked a romantic film, actually.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, they did. As
go on, then.
as you, dear listener, will find out.
Yes.
Link and Sidon turned their attention back to the screen. The movie, Lady and the Tramp, started to tell the tale of two dogs from different worlds falling for each
Of
other.
course it was Lady in the Tramp.
Of course, it's Lady and the Tramp, yeah. A fitting tale, Link thought to himself. Somewhere along the movie where the dogs shared a romantic date over a plate of pasta, Link scooched himself over to get closer to Sidon. Sidon saw and took the opportunity to feign a yawn and stretch his arm out around Link's shoulder.
This yarn and stretch move, huh?
Link giggled.
Sorry.
Sidon started to take his arm off until Link grabbed his hand and put it back around him. Link snuggled up closer to Sidon's broad chest. Now it was his turn to blush. Sidon held Link in his arm as they watched the romantic movie and ate their popcorn. Link's warmth was downright addictive to him. He felt he could never let go of Link even if he wanted to. Link felt the same, reveling in the warmth of Sidon's godlike body. Link never noticed before, but Sidon was quite a hunk under that expensive cardigan sweater. Link snaked his left arm over to rub his hand on Sidon's stomach, making him stifle a shiver.
I like that you didn't notice how hunky the 7-foot-tall shark man was, just because he's wearing a cardigan.
Cardigans do that, bro.
Yeah, they hide a lot of. Yeah, they show you what you need to see, but they still keep you sort of curious.
Wow,
and that's Link on cardigans.
We've learned something about Nick's kinks.
Are all you preppies this hunky, or is it just you?
Well, I think it's just me.
Sidon nervously giggled.
Lucky me.
Link smiled. Link started to sneak his hand underneath Sidon's shirt to get an even better feel of his muscles. The feeling of it started to stir something in between Sidon's legs. Link looked at Sidon with a sultry smile as he dragged his arm further up, pulling Sidon's shirt and sweater up with it. Link shifted to throw his leg around and climb onto Sidon's lap. Sidon's heart started to race as he looked into Link's deliciously devious eyes.
Link,
Sidon started. Link put a finger to Sidon's lips to shush him.
You think I'm beautiful, don't you?
Sidon gulped.
Yeah, of course.
Link leaned closer to Sidon's face. Sidon did the same. Their lips parted and captured each other in a kiss. Sidon wrapped his arms around Link's waist, rubbing his hands up Link's back under his jacket as their tongues swirled around each other, drowning in each other's taste. Sidon's hand rubbed down Link's back to firmly grab his bottom, making the greaser boy moan into Sidon's mouth. Link pulled Sidon's shirt off more.
Those damn cardigans got Nick again.
It's always there. Oh, come on, right. Professionalism.
You can do it.
Link pulled Sidon's shirt off more, and Sidon obliged him, helping him out until his chest was bare in the air of the muscle car. Link looked him over, biting his lip at the sight of his gloriously muscled chest and arms. Link leaned forward to kiss Sidon's neck, making Sidon throw his head back. Link ran his hands down Sidon's bare chest once more, until they reached his belt line. Sidon placed a kiss on Link's lips as he undid his buckle for him. Link continued to kiss Sidon, pulling down his pants. Link and Sidon parted so Link could look at Sidon's manhood. Even in the dark of the night, Link could see its impressive size.
I forgot this was
So
had sex in it.
I have a question, incidentally. This is a car fact question that I'm assuming Nick will know the answer to. When were tinted windows invented?
Oh, to be fair, probably in the era of muscle cars, because that was like when car companies realised that people might like to individualise their cars.
Okay,
and
that's fair. I'm just wondering about them at a kids' showing at a drive-in cinema.
I think we did this bit in when we reviewed it.
We may have done, to be fair. It's been 3 years.
All I can say is that I really wish that you'd never wanted it in a noir accent, because I feel like I'm dying on my ass.
You don't have to keep doing the noir.
No, we've got to commit. This is the thing.
Look, if I've not kept...
Well, if we're going to commit, I'm going to have to go back into it, full hammy throttle on it.
That's the thing. Grace hasn't committed to doing an American accent. To overcompensate...
I'm afraid of it.
Yeah, to overcompensate for Grace, I've committed to doing 3 American accents at once. So, I wouldn't worry.
I'll pull my socks up, ready for the worst sound. Well, actually, no, fuck it. We have to listen to Americans do British accent in their films.
That's true.
Yep.
Welcome to the reverse.
Welcome to the flip side, motherfuckers.
The tables are turned, tuts.
Holy smokes! That was my line.
That was good.
Thank you.
Oh,
Nick, where are you?
I'm sorry, I don't know that just sent me, but Link grabbed the base of Sidon's throbbing cock, making Sidon sigh as he rubbed it up to his leaking head.
Link,
Sidon said with a moan.
have you ever done this before?
Why you sound so upset? I mean, I've practiced.
Link said.
No, I don't know what that was. Fucking hell. Sorry.
That was.
You can do another take if you like.
That was Compton, I think.
Oh no. I've practiced.
Link said. Link leaned up on his knees to undo his own belt as he climbed Sidon's lap to turn around on him. Link leaned forward on his dashboard, pulling his pants down to reveal his luscious bottom. Sidon wasted no time grabbing it and massaging his plump cheeks. Link groaned as he spit in his hand, reaching between his legs to wet Sidon's cock with it. Once it was evenly coated, Link raised himself up, then lowered himself back down and aiming Sidon's cock at his quivering hole. His cock poked and prodded until finally sliding in. The sheer size of Sidon's cock spreading his tight hole made Link cry out to the point that he had to cover his mouth with his hand to keep his volume down. Sidon moaned as well. Link's hot hole swallowing and squeezing his cock felt like heaven. He grabbed Link's hips with his hands to hold him steady as Link was shivering from the pain and pleasure. Link, with Sidon's help, started to bounce himself on his cock. Link's soft walls rubbed against Sidon's thick length. Link picked up the pace of his ride, making sure Sidon's cock split open every nook and cranny of his ass. Once, one of Sidon's hands ran its way under Link's t-shirt and jacket to pinch and pull at Link's stiff nipple, sending a rush of even more sweet pleasure between Link's legs.
I just imagine him twisting. Nipple cripple.
Trying to pick up Radio Caroline.
Yeah. So remember, kids, always use more lube.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
fucking god.
Love really hurts without lube.
Especially if he's 7 foot tall, because, God, that thing's gonna hurt.
It's pronounced height.
Height.
Sorry. That thing's gonna height.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I think it's me.
It is.
Link, you're so pretty.
Sidon said.
I love you.
Link responded only by moaning even deeper and riding even harder. Sidon picked up on it and smiled, enjoying the fact that this devious little greaser troublemaker was acting so pliant for his cock.
You like that, sweetheart?
Sidon.
You look so sexy taking my cock.
The places this podcast takes us. Link started to suck his fingers too to keep himself quiet, drooling all over them in his sinful daze. Sidon's filthy praise in his ear drove him wild. No one ever looked at him or thought of him this way. Being a greaser, all anyone ever saw was rebellious criminal scum. Criminal scum?
I was hearing Star Wars like, you rebel scum.
Yep. And now here he was, being pleasured, spoiled, and loved. It was enough to drive him over the edge. Link rode harder, spilling over his own car seat. Sidon could feel Link's hole clenching tight as he came.
Okay, this is the Oscar-winning one.
Yep, go on.
Oh no, I'm gonna take my earphones off so I
Go
don't
on.
hear this.
Go and meet your fate.
I've hyped it up now. I'm not sure I can do that.
Commit.
That's it, Toots. Come for me. Such a good boy.
Sidon moaned.
I'm gonna fill you up.
Nice.
Thank you.
Sidon pumped Link up and down on his cock until he finally released, flooding Link's insides with his hot seed. Sidon's cock twitched as he made sure every drop wasn't wasted. Link leaned back against Sidon as they both gasped for air. Once they caught their breath, they started to pepper each other's faces with kisses. The credits of the movie started to roll before them as Link started to speak.
I think I can get used to this.
Used to what?
Sidon asked.
Dating a preppy square like you?
You want a date?
Sidon had to stop himself from jumping with joy.
Of
Link
course.
smiled.
I like you.
I like you too, Link.
Same time next week, still.
Yeehaw.
It's fun, Joe.
Sure.
The bell over the door of the malt shop rang as Link stepped inside. He was immediately met with Elvis playing from the jukebox in the corner as he strode up to the bar. Soon after, one of the preppies slid up next to him.
Going my way, Toots?
Sidon said. Link smiled.
Depends on where.
Sidon sat in the seat next to him.
Strawberry milkshake, please.
He
2
told-
straws.
He told the bartender. Link noticed Sidon staring with loving eyes and giggled.
Nothing. Just getting a good look at my boyfriend.
I think you've seen plenty of me
Link
already.
giggled. Link started to look down at the bar. Link sighed.
You know, you don't have to be with me.
I want to.
Sidon replied.
I'm not good for you. Not good for anyone.
Don't say that, Link.
Sidon put a hand on Link's shoulder.
You're everything to me. Never met a dame as swell as you.
Link looked up at Sidon into those golden pools of pure honey he called eyes. He had been around the block enough to know when someone was lying or not, and Sidon definitely wasn't lying.
Such a square.
Link chuckled. The bartender slid over their strawberry milkshake.
I love you, baby.
Sidon said.
I love you too.
Link and Sidon shared their shake without a care in the world.
And that was the end of the fic. So,
I think I went from genuine noir detective to like a bad impression of Richard Burton.
oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. So, the bit that I noticed at the end is Sidon describes Link as a dame, and I was like, maybe Sidon hasn't noticed.
I think he was just joking.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, presumably...
Or it's like, I've had enough of dames, I'm here for this delightful fanboy.
Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe Sidon has noticed, but he just wants the bussy after all.
Like that, there's that graffiti from one of the ancient Roman cities. Do you guys know what I'm on about?
No.
No,
Oh, okay.
I wasn't alive in Rome.
Neither was I. It's ancient graffiti that was preserved and translated.
Oh, okay.
It was in Pompeii.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, let's
think
end with that quote, because I feel like it fits Sidon quite well. This is translated from ancient Latin,
Okay.
and it says, "Weep, you girls. My penis has given you up. Now it penetrates men's behinds. Goodbye, wondrous femininity." Which was scrawled above a brothel in Pompeii
That sure showed them.
and translated
Shit up.
thousands of years later.
Biggest stickers
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the legend.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of delightful bits of graffiti that have been kind of preserved over the years, and it's all pretty similar, to be honest.
It's quite nice to know that although time marches on and waits for no man, some things never change.
The human race remains
No.
the same.
Yeah.
Shit posting.
Yeah, we're still as shitposty and as horny as we ever have been throughout history.
Exactly. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I hope my accent I'm going to have to listen back to it, so I'll know for sure by the time this goes up. But
I know it was fun, if difficult, to do again, and honestly, that's no shade on Jinglebee whatsoever. I still enjoyed this reading it through the second time. It's just that I think I was writing checks that my acting ability can't cash.
the same can be true of us all. But yeah, thank you for listening if you made it this far. Thank you, Jinglebee, for letting us do this again. Apologies for the sketchy accents, but
We apologise to Jinglebee and the entire continent of America.
I would like to apologise to America for visiting all of its accents at once. If there's a state I missed, why not write in, and I'll try and get it in next time we record something. Join us next time. We'll have something else to read. And if you have anything you want us to read, why not send it in? We're open to requests. We can even do serious stuff if we put our minds to it.
Fucking
We have
great
it there,
advert.
but
Fucking great advert
Sure.
for it there.
We can give it a go.
that's the thing.
We've
We've
give
never
it a
tried
go.
a
No
serious
promises,
fic, but
but if you want us to try,
we like a challenge.
get the popcorn out. James will spend about 2 hours cutting out all the bits.
Yeah,
we
I think-
chuckle. And
If we ever do a very serious fic, I think maybe we record it separately so we don't set each other off.
So, yeah, it's either that or I just do my I just do my Edgar Allan Poe voice again.
Yeah, never go wrong with it.
it'd be funny. We all do it separately in our own time, and then you have to splice it all together. And we've all chosen a shit accent just to troll you.
I know you would.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for us for today. I don't know what I have an idea of what we're going to read next, but I still need to ask about it first. So I'll see if I can set that up. If not, we might be back to orgasm again next time.
If not, it's worth asking for forgiveness rather than permission.
No,
No.
that's not a policy on this show. Always ask the author first if we're doing a podfic.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah. On our main show, the Shipping Forecast, by the time this goes up, we'll be midway through our Team Fortress 2 set, and you can listen to us probably do even more sketchy accents, to be fair. We'll see what comes up.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, thank you for listening. Thank you if you made it this far. Take care. See you in 2 weeks. Good night.
Ta-da.
Good night.
Okay, I'm going to hit stop there.